YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1216. That's right. Episode number 1216 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park. And it's supposed to be storming right now, but it's not. Thank God. I think the storm shifted. We were supposed to get hit with a pretty hard storm, and I think it just missed us. You know, the weather is not always 100% accurate. It's pretty accurate nowadays with weather satellites, but yeah, because it's supposed to be storming right now, but it's not. Obviously, I'm here. It's all good. This is also day 45 of the GNA Positivity Challenge. And I've got a great topic here today. I'm going to be talking about some things, some inter-community things that need to continue to be discussed. Hey, babe, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, my lovely lady Dawn's in the house. Hey, love. Hey, babe. How you doing? Babe, I love you so much despite what some other people out here on YouTube on that other crazy side might think. You know? You know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Today's topic is going to be common law, unfair competition, and more. Common law, unfair competition, and more. Yes, I'm going to be continuing to correct the record and also make some new statements regarding my circuit civil case where I am the plaintiff at and where I've sued another YouTuber out here for malicious prosecution, abuse of process, defamation of character, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. But there's going to be more. There's more to add to this now. And because the defendant continues to escalate his commercial monetization while trying to label it as parody and entertainment purposes, and that's supposed to give him some kind of magic shield or magic force field that he's protected under fair use copyright laws, right? But he doesn't realize this is not about copyright. This is the thing he does not realize, that this case is a full-blown circuit civil case. This is about the violation of my civil rights. And this is not about copyright. Copyright is completely the jurisdiction of the federal court system, right? The federal district court system. So this is not about fair use in this case. This is not about copyright in this case. This is about civil rights that I feel I've been violated on, right? So let's just clear that up first and foremost. Now, before I get into a bunch of the things that the defendant is going to be doing all week starting yesterday, continuing tonight, he's probably live right now at the same time. And he's going to do it again tomorrow and then the day after tomorrow, right? We'll get into that, but I want to explain to you folks. Hey, Tia, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I want to explain to you folks what I've got my notes here. Let me whip out my notes because before it gets dark, I have to go through this. It's only 2 pages. What common law unfair competition is and how it's going to come into play in my case, not only against the current defendant, but when I add the lady that he's also been acting in concert with as another party to this case in April of 2026, once we get past the current defendant's motion to dismiss and anti-slap. Once we get past that, and even if under some miracle by God, even if by some miracle by God he gets my full case dismissed and thrown out, I will be given an opportunity to amend my complaint one way or another. Well, if it survives, if my case survives his motion to dismiss anti-slap, I will need to request leave of court to amend my complaint and add the new defendant. And that's going to be no problem. If he fully gets my case somehow dismissed outright, typically that happens without prejudice, and I will be given an opportunity by the court within the same case to amend my complaint automatically. And one way or another, the complaint will be amended into the third amended complaint. Okay, but while we still have some light here before it gets dark, let me read this here. What is common law unfair competition? This is something I'm going to be amending my complaint on both the current defendant and the new defendant to be joining him. Right? They like to act in concert on YouTube, so now they can act in concert within this circuit civil case. What's the irony in that, right? So the simplest plain English way to describe common law unfair competition. This is a cause of action that you can add to a circuit civil case in the state of Florida. Okay? This is a valid cause of action. This is not a cause of action regarding defamation or anything else. Even if he gets my defamation thrown out, which that's unlikely, because that's what the anti-slap is for. It's basically to negate the defamation claim. Even if he gets that thrown out, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this is basically everything besides the defamation. The defamation is there, but this is basically everything I've already been pleading besides the defamation. So if that claim gets thrown out, this one is going to be the one. ODN TV, how you doing on the main channel? How's it going, broski? So here's the thing. This is what common law unfair competition is. You can't cheat in business by hijacking someone else's identity, reputation, or work to benefit yourself. You can't cheat in business by hijacking someone else's identity, reputation, or work to benefit yourself. And I got this from ChatGPT. Let me read this. If you want it even tighter, it is business cheating, using deception or misappropriation to gain an unfair advantage. One more time. It is business cheating, using deception or misappropriation to gain an unfair advantage. Sound familiar to you folks? Hey there, ODN says, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. One sentence legal friendly version. Common law unfair competition prohibits one party from unfairly exploiting another's name, reputation, or efforts in commerce in a way that deceives the public or skews the marketplace. Oh, wow. Ooh, that's so clear, cut, and dry, huh? It's starting to sprinkle, unlike the weather here right now, right? Common law unfair competition prohibits one party from unfairly exploiting another's name, reputation, or efforts in commerce in a way that deceives the public or skews the marketplace. Wow, the deception of the public regarding my name and likeness because of the defendant? Oh my God. Who can agree from what you've seen for the last several years is exactly what is happening? If you feel that's exactly what is happening, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, because that is exactly what is happening. There's a cause of action for that. Whoo-wee! Wow. What it is in practice, at its core, it covers conduct, not just false statements. So at its core, it covers conduct, not just false statements. Things like passing yourself off as someone else, trading on another person's name or audience, commercially exploiting another's work or reputation without permission. Commercially exploiting another's work or reputation without permission. Manipulating the marketplace so consumers can't fairly choose. Wow. How clear cut and dry is that? Manipulating the marketplace so consumers can't fairly choose. Wow. Can you folks still hear me? Can you hear me, folks? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I'm about to go through the bad reception area. Importantly, you do not need to show lost revenue. I'm not suing for lost revenue. I'm suing for injunctive relief. My eyes are a little red because I got 3 shots today and I'm a little bit tired, but I'm all good. I got the new COVID shot for 2026, the flu shot for 2026, and I got the pneumonia shot. I'm protected, baby. I'm protected. No pneumonia for Eli, right? No pneumonia, no other sickness, no COVID, none of that, man. I'm all ready to rock and roll. Sorry, cooking. Let me wait till I get past over here because this is where it typically may cut off. So I just want to wait that we're still good. Oh boy. It's all good in the hood. Yeah. You folks can go watch a repeat for the 100th time if you want, or you can come here and get something new, right? You can watch a rerun for the 100th time, or you can come over here and catch an all-new, brand-new Eli episode. Eli's never a rerun over here, right? Right, ODN? We don't do reruns over here. We do strictly brand-new, original content every single day. Right, ODN? Right, babe? Right, Tia? It's all good. Look at this tree, beautiful in the back. I feel good today, man. I feel good, man. I feel so good. You have no idea. You have no idea how good I feel. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Are we still good? Put a 1 in the chat. Please put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure before I continue. Facts, says ODN. Okay, the conduct, importantly, you do not need to show lost revenue, only that the conduct is commercial and it created an unfair competitive advantage or marketplace distortion, right? All you have to show is that the conduct was commercial. Yeah, of course it's commercial, fully 100% commercialized. And it created an unfair competitive advantage or marketplace distortion. It created a marketplace distortion. If you agree so far with what I've said, as what you've seen with your own 2 eyes and heard with your own 2 ears, what's happened to me, put a 1 in the chat. Hey, GLM, you're back. See, there you go. You're all good in the hood. I still need to mod your other channel. I got to remember to do that tonight because you just unhid both them and only one had fully populated back. This one so far. The other one I'll get tonight, all right? Anyway, welcome to the show. This is what common law unfair competition is not. This is what it's not. It's not about hurt feelings. Contrary to the other side's popular belief, this is not about hurt feelings. It is not about criticism or opinions. It is not about needing profit spreadsheets. Again, this is not about hurt feelings. This is not about criticism or opinions. This is not about needing profit spreadsheets. It is about fair play in commerce. It is about fair play in commerce, right? And ChatGPT says, here's a 10-second elevator pitch, which is judge safe, right? Unfair competition is when someone uses another person's identity or work in commerce to gain an unfair advantage, even if the victim can't yet quantify lost revenue. And I'm not suing for lost revenue. I'm suing for injunctive protective relief, just to stop this once and for all, to hold these people accountable for what they've been doing that has harmed my reputation, and they've been commercially exploiting my name and likeness for years and trying to shield it through parody, shield it through fair use copyright laws and all that stuff, right? But they're not taking civil rights into consideration, which I am, right? One more time. The 10-second elevator pitch, judge safe. Unfair competition is when someone uses another person's identity or work in commerce to gain an unfair advantage, even if the victim can't yet quantify lost revenue. I can't quantify that. I haven't made much because of this, right? But here's the thing, I'm not even suing for lost revenue. I just want this to stop. I just want it to stop. That's all I want. I want injunctive protective relief. And here's what this is in a nutshell. Deceptive or unethical commercial conduct. You want to sum it up real quick? It's deceptive or unethical commercial conduct, right? Now, let's get into what's been going on. What's been going on? What has the defendant been doing? You know, he's been supposedly staying quiet, but he really hasn't, right? The defendant continues to assert that I've got no shot at this case, that it's going to get dismissed in April during the motion to dismiss / anti-slap. Okay, we'll see about that. Even if it does get dismissed, I can still amend my complaint and I can bulletproof it even more than I already have. But I don't think it's going to get fully dismissed. Do I feel that Judge Stacy will probably trim it up a bit? Sure, it's a crazy case. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot going on. But all that matters is I want that injunctive protective relief. I want this to stop, right? So Judge Stacy will look at all this, and she'll trim things up. Maybe she'll, focus only on defamation and maybe malicious prosecution. And once I add to the complaint later on, a couple more causes of action when I add the second person to the case, the one acting in concert, the lady in Florida, right? So when I add common law unfair competition, and then I'm also going to add civil conspiracy / acting in concert. So we're going to be adding common law unfair competition as a cause of action for both defendants, and we're also going to be adding civil conspiracy / acting in concert for both defendants when we request leave of court to amend the complaint once the motion to dismiss / anti-slap is done in April. And then we head into discovery, and that's where all the fun begins in discovery, right? The depositions, right? The subpoenaing of stock accounts, right? And all that good stuff, right? Okay? So, now let's talk about what's been going on. So the defendant has decided to do this 4-part mini-series on me, four days in a row, starting last night and continuing on today too, right now at the same time as we're on live right now, right? And basically, he's been playing a bunch of clips regarding my past content. Can you folks still hear me? One in the chat if you can hear me and see me, please. Okay. So he's been playing a bunch of my content, right? And he's saying that this is for entertainment purposes, and my lady says one, and parody and for entertainment purposes and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not for entertainment purposes. It's for commercial exploitation, sir. It's commercial exploitation is what it is, right? So he's decided to go back 5 years ago and play some clips from some of my past streams on the other channel, which used to be the main Coach Eli channel. Now it's the regular GNA, Genuine Personal Development channel, right? Clips when I was going to sue his former sponsor, and I was going to file some other lawsuits against other people from his same group, right, that have been doing all of this to me, right? So he's going back 5 years because he has another content. The bottom line is, what other content does he have? I mean, for Christ's sake, this is literally 2 days before Christmas, and this guy can't stop thinking about me, can't stop talking about me, can't stop, using my content while he's alive to, enrage his audience in real time and incite real-time donations. Here's the thing, defendant. How about you do the same exact videos that you're doing live, do them pre-recorded, and do not release them as a premiere with a live chat. I can bet you the farm that if you released the same exact videos as pre-recorded videos without a premiere chat, just a regular upload, in the same ways that you would, present them live, you would get 90% less traction and donations. You see, what you're exploiting, sir, is the live stream engagement of being able to emotionally charge up your audience while they're live, which entertains them over the harassing and defamatory and copyright violating content that you are exploiting me on, right? So, in essence, if you didn't do this live for 2 hours straight, playing 5 to 7 clips of my prior content, right? So he's trying to say, oh yeah, it's fair use because I'm using small clips, but you're basically using like 5 to 7 small clips. You're making a whole entire show of it. You're basically creating a whole entire event around my name and likeness, and you're inciting donations around it. And you can name your donation fund, Christmas Kitty Fund or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you're doing. And you know what you're doing, and you know why you're doing it. But here's the thing. He plans on doing this for the next 3 days. He started it last night. He's currently doing it right now while we're live. He's going to do it again tomorrow night. And then the following night, right? 4 days in a row, right? And he's probably thinking that, this is fair use. Let's see if Eli files copyright strikes on this. I'm not going to file copyright. You want me to file copyright? I'm not. I'm going to handle this in the civil court. Because here's the thing. The more and more that you do this, the more and more you are going to prove my common law unfair competition case, which pretty much has already been proven through notices and exhibits in my Second Amendment complaint that I've already filed with the court. At the same time as filing the defamation, it's been harassment and commercial monetization. How many times, if you go through all my my filings, how many times is it referenced as commercial monetization? Even when filing proof of constant and ongoing defamation, acting in concert with the other lady that will be added as a party to this case in April. after we get past the motion to dismiss slash anti-slap. So here's the thing. You have a grand old time. You have a grand old time doing what you have to do. You do not have my permission to do that, but you're going to do it anyway because you think you don't need my permission. You think what you're doing is lawful, right? So you do what you're going to do. I'm going to continue to preserve the evidence. I'm going to continue to download the streams, get the transcripts, put it all in my file, and when the time is right, I'll file it with the court. And then when it comes time to depose you and ask you these questions, that'll be you on the record. And then when we have hearings in front of Judge Stacy, the court, right? Then we can let her decide what she thinks is going on, right? Because see, here's the thing, sir. Again, you seem to care more about YouTube optics than the court case. Now, I understand the YouTube optics. I care about my YouTube optics as well. That's why I'm suing in court, because I care about my reputation, right? And apparently you care about the false reputation, in my opinion, that you've created for yourself by being abusive towards me all these years, in my opinion, right? Right? He's trying to preserve the false reputation, the false, amazing reputation he's given himself through this group of people that have been paying him and constantly validating him whenever he does content on me. So he just can't stop because it's become his identity. If you feel that this has become my content, my name, my likeness, anything to do with me and nothing else, has become the defendant's identity, put a 1 in the chat. I got spicy chicken, and now my lips are on fire. Wonderful. Thank you for hanging out, ODN. GLM, thank you again for your $25 Cash App for my birthday. I've thanked you a million times, but I know you have not been able to chat or you've been busy. So it's all good. My lady says 1. Okay. So we got that out of the way. He's going to continue to use my content. He's going to continue to do this boring blast from the past, the Ghost of Christmas stream or something like that. What is that? Oh my God. What is that? What is that? You're welcome again. Thank you, GLM. Interestingly enough, if you haven't seen my stream from the studio yesterday, I explained everything that's going to happen when I'm going to be adding a second party to the case. That is the lady from Florida. Interestingly enough, she has not said much about this today. Maybe she's taking it seriously. Maybe she's focusing on what the current defendant, is doing. It's a back and forth seesaw between those two, which really further proves acting in concert, right? I'm feeling a few sprinkles here. I hope we don't get rained out. I think we'll be fine. So that's that. Additionally, the defendant posted a community posting regarding a screenshot taken of something that one of our GNA executives, Tia, said. And I fully back Tia on this. And what the defendant said is that, he basically criticized this is not proper or legal. I don't know if he said, I can't remember if he said legal or whatever, or proper behavior. I can't remember exactly. But he basically said this isn't how someone on your board should be behaving, or something to do with it legally or something, right? Well, first of all, defendant, let me make something very clear. My girlfriend Dawn, Sandra, Tia, and now ODN are executive team members of the GNA, but they are not board members. Let me repeat, and I think you know that. You actually have an LLC, I believe, still. I think you still have your LLC, but you really probably don't even know how the LLC works because you only got it because I think that your former sponsor wanted you to get it to protect your personal assets, right? And that's why I do it. I'm protecting my personal assets, right? Right? But here's the thing. I run a single member LLC here in the state of California, okay? So I am the only board member of the LLC. Don, Sandra, Tia, and ODN are not board members. They are volunteers. They are volunteers, okay? And I know you're just messing around because whenever your internet girlfriend cries, you like to go white knighting for her. That's what you do. You go white. See, there's a time and a place to white knight for a lady, and a time and a place where white knighting is truly white knighting, right? So a better way to put it is there's a time and a place to go to bat for your lady. That is not white knighting, but if you go to bat for her during times that aren't reasonable, that's white knighting. Sometimes in a relationship, sir, I have to correct my girlfriend's crappy behavior and she has to correct my crappy behavior, right, babe? Sometimes I call you out on your crappy behavior and sometimes you call me out on mine, right, babe? That's how it goes, right? Now, I'll go to bat for her when I know she's right and being wronged by other people, right? And she'll go to bat for me when she knows I'm right and being wronged by other people. Just want to tell you, Tia, I support everything you said. You are amazing. Absolutely. But let me make it very clear. Defendant. They are volunteers. And here's the thing. If you have a problem with any one of my volunteers, I'm the only board member of the GNA. You have a problem with them, you come to me. You want to sue me? Sue me. Sue the GNA. It's all good. Here's the thing. If you sue the GNA, I've got a Legal Shield small business plan with a trial defense supplement. I'll get 100 hours of free attorney time. Right? And the GNA is fully protected with a registered trademark and a DBA, Elias Melas DBA, Genuine Networking Association. We're an LLC. My personal assets are protected, right? And guess what? Guess what the assets are in the GNA? The assets are a baby $200 to $300 a month that we make out here, and they get spent. So guess what the assets are? They're zero. And there's a reason why they're still zero and why we haven't been able to grow, but we don't have to get into that. You already know the answer to that. You'll never admit that, right? Yeah. So, Tia has the right to respond to anything publicly, just like you do as well, sir, just like your internet girlfriend does. But here's the thing, sir. Here's the thing. Tia uses her real name, and everyone knows her real face. So does Sandra, so does Don. Everyone knows who ODN is. Everyone knows who you are. But you, sir, will never want to let out the identity of your lady because you fear that she would get the same backlash that you guys are giving us, right? So basically, in a sense, keeping her anonymous allows you to, in my opinion, use her in any way to say whatever without any repercussion because she can't be identified unless you know, the subpoenas come down during discovery, you know? I mean, you got to see that's always a possibility, sir. It's always a possibility, right? So here's the thing. If you, sir, your girlfriend, or anyone in your group feels that any one of my volunteers, they're executives, they're on the executive team, but they're not official LLC board members. They're volunteers. If you feel any of them are violating you, you're going to deal with me because I'm the only board member. I'm the owner and the board member. And you could sue me. You'd have to sue the GNA, actually. You can't even sue. You could try to sue me, but this is a GNA thing, right? It's a business thing, right? So you can sue the GNA and you'll be dealing with me. How's that? Does that answer your question? Or was the purpose of you making that posting in the first place just another piece of Eli content because that's the only content that gets you any exposure on your community wall or during live streams? Even if you used my content pre-recorded, you would not get nearly the traction you get with the live action, right? The live emotionally charged, engaging action where you can sit there and emphasize things in real time and stir up the crowd and get to them emotionally so that way they can open up their wallet and give you their money, right? 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 That's why we're in court, because that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing, right? It doesn't matter what you say. You can keep on trying to convince the whole world and then some. You can try to convince the 20, 30, or 40 people in your group. Oh, he's trying to silence freedom of speech. Nope, I'm not trying to silence anything. I love freedom of speech. What I don't love it is when people commercially exploit you and they defame you. And they cause you reputational harm to the point of where it affects how we operate out here. That's the bottom line. That's the absolute bottom line, right? And then it's very interesting to me that some people in his group that I know actually feel differently than the way they're stating things, because they know the situation, right? It's interesting to me to see certain people say what they say when they actually know the truth, right? It's almost like putting on an act, because all of a sudden, you know, it's like going from a job someone used to have and then quitting that job or leaving that job and then going to work for the competitor, right? So when people initially are on the right side of things and then all of a sudden they may get some kind of a better offer from the competitor, even though the competitor does things in a more shady and sleazy way, in my opinion, they'll typically take the better offer. For me, I stand on principle. For me, I stick it out for the long run. And I would rather not make any money at all than make a ton of money and do it in unethical ways that violate my principles, aka my morals, values, and ethics. That is the truth of the matter. That is absolutely the truth of the matter there, and that's exactly how I am. So, where are we at right now? Where are we at right now? Right now, I've got 28 people here. I don't know how many he has over there. He could have 20, he could have 40, he could have 60, he could have 100, he could be getting bought. Who cares, right? All he's doing is regurgitating things to keep that Eli audience around. Because in my opinion, 31, oh wow. So he only has 31. Because see, the Eli thing is dying, huh, babe? Because here's the funny thing. Even his own people over there, that used to be my people primarily, right? Even his own people over there are tired of the same old thing. They'd rather come here and get the latest news. That's raw and on the fly. I don't have to use any video clips. I can take a nice walk from the park in the rain. Got people coming. Hang on a second. And I can just talk freestyle, right? And say it as it is. And be honest and real about it, right? There's no fake instigated drama going on here. This is all real. This is the truth of the matter. This is what's truthfully going on, right? But for him, it's just a repeat of the same old thing, right? And in my opinion, the reason why I think he's continuing to do this, right? He's back to doing this wave of 4 shows in a row. Hey, after tonight's poor attendance or poor donation amounts, I'm gonna guess here. If he gets poor attendance, which that's what it appears like, and doesn't get enough donations, he might cancel the next 2 shows. Or maybe he might just still do them so he doesn't look weak or doesn't look, defeated, right? It doesn't matter. Either way, the audience will speak for itself. The audience knows what's going on, right? And I even think the audience is even beginning to see how he's trying to play them with this Eli stuff that's 5 years old. He's trying to regurgitate old stuff. You know why? Because there's absolutely nothing new, right? There's nothing new. There's nothing new. And what's he going to do? Talk about a case that he's trying to lead you to believe that he's kicking my butt at? When the truth of the matter is, he tried to convince you folks that January 9th is happening regarding the motion to dismiss anti-SLAPP hearing. I told you folks the proper procedure from the very beginning. And the defendant and the other lady acting in concert, there will be a future defendant as well. And many other people kept saying, January 9th, right? And when that email came from the judicial assistant saying that the court got back to her, which the court is Judge Stacy in this case, when Judge Stacy got back to the GNA and basically confirmed that everything I said was right about the procedure and that we have to choose new dates, you would think that that would humble the guy a bit and humble the other people. But what did they do? Instead of it humbling them and taking the loss, and it's not even about winning or losing, but instead of them admitting that they were wrong, all they said was, "Oh, we're just gonna have to wait longer to see Eli lose." We're gonna have to wait longer to see Eli lose. Hey, I've got plenty of evidence, and even if, let's say, by some miracle, like I mentioned earlier, that he gets the whole case thrown out, I will be given an opportunity to amend my complaint, and you folks already know what I'm going to amend it with. So, I'm ready to rock. Here's the thing. I'm ready to rock and roll, and here, I'm not fazed by what any of these people are doing anymore. I'm just going to continue to correct the record, stand up for myself, stand up for my organization, stand up for the good people here, right? And I'm actually one that goes out every day, regardless of the weather. Look at how wet it is out here. I'm out here walking. It's wet, right? Okay? I'm out here, and not the best weather because I want to stay healthy. I want to stay fit. I want to lead by example, right? And I want to live a long and healthy life. While these people sit on their bum, let's just call it a bum. They sit on their bum, right, baby? Well, they sit on their bum and they get on StreamYard and regurgitate people's clips and talk trash about people all day. That's all they do. They play clips and trash people on YouTube all day. Oh my God, that, wow. What a life, man. What a life to get onto YouTube, launch a StreamYard, which makes it very easy for them now to rebroadcast shit, right? And just trash people all day. And then they find an audience of people that donate to that garbage, right? And all these people validate each other. All these people validate each other that their behavior is normal, which further validates the creator to want to make more of that crappy content. Oh man, babe, babe, can you hear me? Maybe over the weekend we can come to this. Beautiful. They can do whatever they want here. They can change these lights by programming them. They're multicolored lights. So these are now like USA Christmas trees. This is phenomenal, huh? I was showing this yesterday. It's that house over there. There aren't that many people at the park tonight. But I'm here, I'm walking. Of course, it's the eve of Christmas Eve, right? It's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Today is Christmas Eve. The day after tomorrow is Christmas or Xmas, right? Redwood City Parks and Recs, the Redwood City Parks and Rec with dancers in the park present annual family holiday music and light show, December 13th through January 1st, 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Hang on, there we go. Turn on the light. This is what's happening right here. Red Morton Park and Balota Road. Yeah, this is it. They're promoting this. And these people are amazing over here. These people are amazing because, like, this dude must be some kind of electrical engineering genius. Because he puts this together, him and his wife, they put it together every year. It's just amazing. And I mean, they gotta, wire it up and all this and that. And they have security cameras. So you see those boxes up there? They've even got it wired with security cameras. He can just sit over there and watch, and they probably even have audio connected to them. They could probably hear everything we're saying right now. This is really a great setup. We got 32 in the box. Did you people get bored of seeing content of mine from 5 years ago and hearing the same story that you've heard over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Over again. Who is that? Angels Asylum, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. GLM, are there any other live streams going on tonight? Did you go live earlier, GLM? I think ODN was saying you went live. Any live streams happening tonight at all? Or tomorrow? We want to keep the positivity going, GLM, right? We want to keep the positivity going. That dog is not out tonight. They love you so much, Eli, they just replay you. Yeah, but the funny thing is, we've got half their audience over here because they would rather hear what... I spoke too soon. Oh, God. I was saying, where's the dog? He wasn't around the first lap. Did you hear that, babe? He wasn't around the first lap, but I was saying the dog wasn't around, and then he made me aware that he's around. He's around. There's my soul sister, says Angels Asylum. GLM streamed earlier. Is it still publicly available, GLM? Is your stream still publicly available? I'm turning on the light because it's a little bit dark here. You thought he wasn't out tonight, then he came running. Well, he wasn't around the first lap, Angels. AKA your former name, like GLM calls you, Rustic. He wasn't around the first lap. So he just came out right now. Okay, I'm only doing 2 laps. I'm going to walk around the lot a little bit because it may start raining any second. It's sprinkling, but it's not that bad. It looks like that storm is going to, fortunately, bypass us. Yeah, people are going, it's funny. It's funny, Angels and GLM and Don, Babe, ODN, Tia, anyone else that's here, Sandra, maybe you're listening and not typing. or maybe you'll check out the replay, is that these people are going back and forth like they're doing the stream hopping. You watch these numbers, they're like, okay, they're 32, now they're 27, they were 25, then they're going to be 30. They're like, okay, what is he saying? And what is Eli saying? And what is he saying? Like, really? Like, this is 2 days before Christmas. This is 2 days before Christmas. And you folks are out here on YouTube going back and forth between two different streams where one is being honest with you and just sharing new things, and the other just keeps on regurgitating the same old crap about me regarding past videos. Now we're back to 30. It's like the pendulum, boom, 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 swinging back and forth, right? This is pathetic behavior, man. I can't stop laughing. This is so pathetic, right? YouTube live stream hoppers. I mean, look, I love YouTube too. I use YouTube for the right reasons. I want to help people. I want to help uplift, inspire, and motivate people. But I don't sit here on YouTube and flip-flop between two current live streams because, oh, I want to see which one is trashing the other one more. I'm not trashing anyone. I'm stating the facts. I'm correcting the record. I'm just stating exactly what's going on and what's going to happen. And hey, look, you folks correct me if I'm wrong. Did I not put a 1 in the chat? But don't put a 1 yet until I finish saying what I'm saying, because these people by default now on my side put a 1 because they know what I say is going to be true. But wait till I finish, okay? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if what I said about January 9th, a month before it happened, a month before the judicial assistant confirmed it through the judge, through the court itself, aka Judge Stacy, that I was correct. I was correct about January 9th. Put a 1 in the chat, right? So who's more believable? Who's telling the truth? Right? Everything that I've said, whether you like me or not, has been proven to be true. So it doesn't matter whether you like me or not. Angels Asylum 1. Woo! Yeah. ODN TV 1. ODN, it was nice to talk with you earlier today. On the way to the green store, right? Let's be YouTube friendly. We were on the way to the green store and we were talking with ODN. I had ODN on the Apple CarPlay through Facebook Messenger. And it worked well. ODN still showed me the GPS and all that shit, right? You know these modern cars. We got computers in our cars now, ODN, right? Eli was right yet again. Oh, yeah, and here's the thing. Like, look, I'm not going to put things out there that I know are not going to happen. I read the law, I follow the law, I obey the law, okay? I understand procedure. If you can just learn to follow frickin' rules, the rules of the court are no different, right? The rules of life, any type of rules for a business or anything like that, the court is basically a government business, right? Think of the court as a government business, right? Instead of the court calling it rules, they call it procedures, right? All you have to do is read, understand, and follow procedure, and you're good. But when it comes to YouTube theatrics and what you're trying to present your audience and lead someone to believe what you're saying about other people as part of your content, you have to cross that line intentionally, or you lose the audience, right? I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Oh, boy. Well, I wonder what's happening regarding the ghost of Eli or something, right? The ghost of Eli passed or something like that. I don't even know what this dude is doing now. The ghost. The ghost of Eli passed. I mean, that's 5 years ago. We've all grown at that point, and many of us have matured even more so than that point. And some of us just keep on backtracking, right? We are at 56 minutes. I just bought another freaking plant that I didn't need, says Angels Asylum. I need to go to Plantaholics Anonymous. Angels, hashtag Eli is always right. Oh, thank you, Angels. Angels, and thank you for making a comment. I got the notification and popped on to Not Lay Geno's panel a couple nights ago. Actually, it was, what was it, last night? I think it was last night, wasn't it? But I got to tell you, like, I love all the people on there, but I just can't go on a panel with 6 people that are all trying to talk over each other. And I think a lot, and no disrespect, I really like Not Lay Geno. Not Lay Geno, you're a really good guy, and I will mod you on this channel when I remember to do it. But here's the thing, Not Lay Geno. You cut people off a lot too, bro. I'm not trying to be mean. It's like, even when you're on other people's panels, you cut people off, and you do it on your show, and there's like no order. If you're going to have 6 people on a panel, you gotta, you as a channel owner have gotta put some order, or all it's going to be is one big drama shit show. And no disrespect. I love the guy. You're a good dude. No disrespect. I'm not trying to trash you. I'm just saying that I will walk away from panels like that, even with people that I know and care for, because it's just a bunch of chaos. That's a waste of time. That's all it is. It's a bunch of freaking chaos. I don't like it if there's more than 4. Yeah, it's way chaotic. Absolutely, Eli. It was fun to have you there. Yeah, but here's the thing. I kept getting cut off. I kept getting overtalked. We all were overtalking each other. I was trying to bring some order, but it's not my stream. Oh my God, Eli, you could have told me to be quiet. Geno didn't need to tell me. Oh, GLM, you're just having fun. GLM, you did not. Nope. Listen, nobody did anything wrong. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's about, hey, if you're just trying to run a drama shit show with a bunch of people coming on over talking to each other, and that's your purpose, so be it. I don't want to be a part of shows like that. But if you want to have a structured conversation about things and have some order and give people an opportunity to share what's going on without them being cut off, like, people lose their train of thought. People lose their train of thought when they keep getting cut off. No, I'm not blaming anyone. But if you're going to ask anyone to keep some order on any channel, you look at the channel owner. In this case, it's Not Lay Geno. It's his channel. He can do whatever he wants. He can say, hey, let's, only bring on 3 or 4 at a time, or 2 at a time, or let's go around round robin 1 at a time and each give our opinions, right? That's all. I know you're joking. I know you're joking, right? And you see, here's the thing. A lot of people think like, I can't take a joke. I can absolutely take a joke. But honestly, I'm not looking to be a jokester on this platform. I'm looking to go on panels where people want to hear my insight on personal development and self-help. They want to hear my insight about people's behavioral patterns and stuff like that. I want to have some, interesting and philosophical conversations. I want to be able to do something more productive than just going on YouTube jerking around because there's nothing better to do. You understand what I'm saying? And I think you all know that, right? And look, I love everyone, but maybe even some of the people I love just prefer to have a little bit of drama and make it all about joking fun all the time. Like, I'm looking for some more structure. I'm looking for more conversation about how to make the world a better place. You know, how to stop the political divide, how to stop the racial divide, how to stop any kind of division. I'm looking to make change, right? I'm looking to actually make things happen. And so that's where the difference is between myself and other people. I'm joking. Yes, Eli, totally get it, bro. I already said that, angels. Did you not hear me say, I understand that you're joking? I'm working on my drinking issue, says GLM. Geno is guilty. He's always guilty. What is he guilty of? There is no racial divide, Eli. That problem's already solved. Well, maybe not in your group, GLM, but in this world, there's plenty of division everywhere, and we need to turn it around. We need to turn that around. We got 32 people over here right now. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Babe, is that you? GLM, what group? I have a family of 10 ethnicities. I'm not going to say what you just put there, GLM. Yeah, so I went over there. He had 35, and we have 28 now. So it's quite obvious to me that him recycling stuff to the same audience he's been recycling it to for the last 5-6 years. It's just. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Do you not even realize that your own audience is tired of this, right? Do you not realize that not only are you going to start to more so lose your audience, it's only going to make you look worse in court. And me saying this publicly in a calm and professional way is not going to affect my court optics. I have the right to come out here and defend my reputation from the consistent harm that you've caused it, in my opinion, one way or another. And we're going to let the court decide what's factual, because I have proof of everything, right? But for YouTube safe optics and to not give you guys things to spin out of context, we'll just state things as opinions, and we'll leave it up to Judge Stacy and the court to decide what's factual and what's not, right? I'm sorry I ruined Geno and Eli's. God, that's terrible. That is so terrible. Oh, by the way, folks, like I mentioned briefly at the beginning of the show, I want to mention this before I go off the air in a few here. Don and I went and got the shots that we needed to get. Earlier this year, Don got the new COVID shot when it came out. Actually, no, sorry, she got the new flu shot when it came out. She got her new COVID shot for 2026 today. She got her second shingles shot. So now Dawn and I are both fully protected from shingles. I got mine last year and the beginning of this year, the second shot. Dawn also got the RSV shot because she's always had respiratory issues. And we reached out to her doctor, and her doctor recommended, yes, that she take it. So she did the RSV shot. I got the new COVID 2026 shot on my left arm. On my left arm, I also got the 2026 season flu shot. And on my right arm, I got the pneumonia shot, which is now recommended by the CDC, Center for Disease Control, for all adults 50 plus to take it. It used to be 65, but now it's 50. And we've known people that have gotten pneumonia and almost died from pneumonia. So if you're 50 or over 50 and you haven't taken the pneumonia shot, go and get the pneumonia vaccine. That's up to you, but that's my opinion, you know. And I'm feeling okay. I was feeling a little bit tired a few hours ago, but now that I'm up and walking around, I'm feeling good. And by tomorrow, it's just gonna settle in. You can actually, what the CDC says, you can actually safely take 4 vaccines in one session safely. The most I've ever gotten is 3. But I feel good now. And it was a great way to end because, you know, if you have insurance, which Don and I, we have health insurance, all vaccines are covered typically 100% from most insurance by most insurance carriers. So before our policies expire, and then we're going to have, you know, before our policies renew, we wanted to basically do this at the end of the year. So that way, you know, we start completely fresh with the new policies in the new year. But anyway, yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say. I am I'm actually, you know, in a really good mood. You know, there've been a lot of things that have been happening lately in the communities that involve the creator that I'm suing. There have been a lot of things that have been happening. You know, some things that have been said regarding my business. Sandra Palacio. Sandra, how you doing? Happy holidays. Did you hear, Sandra? I got the pneumonia vaccine today. We got our vaccine, Sandra. Hey, how are you doing? You see, I'm up and going. I'm kicking, Sandra. Oh, wait till tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow, episode number 40. Episode number 40 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast is going to be released tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And I'll give folks a sneak preview. I'll just give folks a sneak preview because it might entice them to watch more. So this was the 2025 year-end review with the GNA executives. Unfortunately, both Sandra and Tia could not make it because Sandra's been recovering from a major illness and Tia wasn't feeling well. But ODN came on. Don, ODN, and I had a great conversation. ODN is our brand new director of online safety. ODN is our director of online safety. And I got to say, you know, a lot of people that don't really know ODN, he's actually a really good guy. And he does care about people, and he does have emotions. I have emotions too. Guys have emotions. We just, you know, at times, you know, guys try to hide our emotions because, you know, we don't want to come off as sissies, right? But the truth of the matter is this, is that there's a time and a place for guys to show emotion, right? If somebody passes away, come on, guys are going to show emotion, right? When guys get slighted by friends that they trusted, when loyalty, when a guy has perceived that there's been loyalty in a friendship and then that loyalty is broken, you know, it's it becomes pretty emotionally taxing. It's basically feeling like we got slapped in the face, right? You know, it feels like, well, there was no loyalty in the first place. Yup, I was going to say, I'm glad you had it or got it. Got it, right? The one that hurts. No, Sandra, the one that hurts the most is the what do you call it? Not the pneumonia. The The shingles. The shingles vaccine is the one that hurts the most. The one that hurts the second most is pneumonia. As far as the COVID and the flu shot, those are not that bad. But the shingles one, I guess it's like a bigger needle or something. It feels like a bigger needle. And then you have to get 2 doses of that. You get the first one, and then like 2 to 6 months later, you get the second one. Oh yeah, that shingles one hurts too. No, shingles is the worst. You took shingles, Sandra? You got the shingles vaccine? Yeah. So shingles, that's the worst one. But that is absolutely, people, once you hit 50, you got to make sure that you've gotten shingles, you've gotten pneumonia, and for everyone else, you've got to get that COVID and flu shot every year. Don't listen to all these people that are anti all this stuff, right? I will tell you, you saw what was happening before the COVID vaccine came out. 1 million people lost their lives. You can't sit here and tell me that all those people lost their lives, and then once the vaccine came out, everything stabilized. Like, this is the funny thing, right? Forget about political party preference or choice, like I've always said. But don't the numbers speak for itself, right? The numbers speak for itself. Right? All of a sudden, when people started getting vaccinated with COVID, the COVID vaccine, then people stopped dying. Why would that not speak for itself? I mean, got some people, man. Some people are still trying to say the whole thing was a hoax. Oh, well. It's still not raining. I have never gotten any shots. Oh, Tia, please don't tell me you're one of the anti-people, because Tia, please, we want you to be around for a long time. Tia, you got to get pneumonia. You got to get shingles, COVID, flu. Oh, my. Tia, are you against the vaccines? Oh, boy. It took me 2 months to recover from COVID. Oh, shit, I forgot you got COVID too, huh? Have a great night, everyone. Eli, keep grinding, bro. Thank you, angels. I'll see you soon. Tia said yes. Well, Tia, that's your choice. Listen, everyone chooses how they want to live their life, and they choose what kind of medication and doctors they want to have. But, Tia, I want to tell you this. My lady and I and Sandra and ODN and a lot of the people around here that have gotten to know you over the last couple of years, we really want you to be around. And we would be absolutely devastated if something happened to you and something happened to you over an illness that could have been prevented over a shot. And listen, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. All I'm saying is that, we love you like family. And I don't know, you do what you feel is right for yourself. Just know, if something ever happens, we're all going to be devastated. And I'm not just speaking to you as a boss, says ODN, and I'm not just speaking for myself. I think everyone else would feel the same way. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. No, we do love Tia. It's just she's been, she's got some hardcore roots that, I don't know, stem from somewhere, or maybe that's just her choice. But I really hope that none of these diseases ever catch up with you, Tia. I hope they don't. I pray to God. Tia says, laughing, crying out of laughter. ODN. So one more thing before I go here. We are at 75 minutes here. So one more thing, okay? So again, regarding my organization, the GNA, it's our organization. My lady put out her quote. Let me read that first. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don says, taking advantage of others may benefit one person briefly, but it quietly erodes trust for everyone. Have a happy night. One more time. Taking advantage of others may benefit one person briefly, but it quietly erodes trust for everyone. Have a happy night, everyone. Absolutely. Sandra says, well, I won't take the boosters. I had to get the COVID one, of course, or I couldn't work. Oh, Don and I have taken all of them. I took the first 2 COVID, then I got the 2 boosters. And then you know what they've done every year now, Sandra and Tia and Don and everything. When Don and I found this out today from the pharmacy tech, I think it was the pharmacist that was giving us our shots. I found out that every year now, there's a new version of the COVID vaccine. Now, granted, people may think, okay, it's for money. But the truth of the matter is, there are new strains that are found, and they're added to the vaccine. And plus, it boosts the protection. Just in the same ways you get the flu shot every year, it boosts the protection, right? So, we've taken them every single year, Don and I. I think this is my 6th COVID shot. So, we're looking at 6 years. Yeah, right around 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, yeah. Yeah, it is my 6th one. I think it was either 2020 or 2021. I think they were giving the boosters 6 months apart, if I remember. Yeah, so it's been about 5 years since the COVID vaccine, I believe, was released. But I want to mention just one more thing here. Tia says, please smash the thumbs up. This was a good stream. Show some love. Thanks. Good night. Thank you, Tia. 77 minutes, an hour, and 17 minutes. Here's the thing. Everyone is equally important to the GNA. The GNA is not about me. I'm a part of it, but it's not about me. It's not just about me or about me. It's about everyone. But when it comes to who has full 100% legal control of the GNA, that is me. Sandra, Tia, Don, and ODN are GNA executive members, but they are not board members. They are volunteers. They are not listed on the LLC. Eventually, they will be board members, but they're not board members right now. So the bottom line is that if any of you out there have an issue with any one of the executives of the GNA, then come to me. You can email me. You can gladly sue the GNA, and we'd be happy to deal with you in court, or we'd be happy to have a conversation with you, right? We'd be happy to deal with whatever is bothering you about our team, but I'm the one that you need to talk to, right? And here's the thing. Even if Don, Sandra, Tia, and ODN were already an official part of the LLC, Limited Liability Company Board of Directors, right? Then, does that mean they can't talk on YouTube? So, in essence, you people that want to criticize my executive team for having an opinion about your shitty, piss poor behavior because they have an opinion. That's why you come at them and say, oh, is this how the board members of the GNA behave? Well, how do you behave? Behavior has nothing to do with what you do for a living, or being a part of an organization or whatever. Behavior is behavior, right? What about your behavior? Do you think that your behavior is normal? And to the defendant's internet girlfriend, I say this respectfully, ma'am, you really don't have a voice because you have no name and no face. You're literally, in my opinion, a trolling suck account. And there's nothing to respect about that. You can come out and try to pedestalize your man and try to, you know, validate that everything he's doing is normal when, come on, let's be real. Everything he's doing is not normal. And you know, if anyone, if you're as close to him as you say you are, or as you folks are trying to show people you are, if you're as close to him as you are, then you know it's a game. It's basically a YouTube optics game, right? Where he has to keep the audience engaged regarding me because that's the only content that gets him traction. Maybe, ma'am, you've been indoctrinated into that culture and you've been asked to play a role. If that's the case, I can understand your behavior. But even then, how respectful is that? Right? I just don't understand why somebody, any normal, decent, down-to-earth, reasonable woman would put up with a man that behaves like that. Even if it's just a game for entertainment and parody. This is far beyond a game. This is far beyond a game. Right? This has clearly affected my reputation, and this has clearly affected my ability to reach the right audience out here on YouTube. And I've been saying this for years. That's why we're in court. So, just think about it, ma'am. Think about it. Nothing's going to change. Obviously, you're going to jump in and say whatever you're going to say. But here's the thing. I have a lot more respect for my woman than I would have for someone like you, because my lady has her full first and last name out there. She's shown her full self out there, and she has no shame, right? She has no shame. You guys sit there and you ridicule her. You've ridiculed me. You folks have said some of the nastiest stuff to us, including you, internet girlfriend. You've said some nasty things, right? All because it's not because you actually feel that way about us. It's because that's what it's going to take to keep your man happy, right? You see, in essence, your job as his lady is to do whatever it takes to keep him happy, right? And a lot of that has to do with playing the YouTube optics theatric game of keeping the Eli thing alive, right? You don't think I know that? You don't think people are beginning to see that? I've been seeing that for the longest time, but you don't think more and more people are seeing that? Anyway, it's time to go. Got a lot of love for all of you. We're at 83 minutes. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. 83 minutes an hour and 23 minutes, about to turn an hour and 24 minutes. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.